Hey everybody, Phil Laguerre here from Takasegi.com. The music that you might be hearing in the background is courtesy of a neighbor. I don't mind that. Today's solo video lesson is about using various shapes and sizes of bow, Joe, and Han bow. If you're in Japan, you're probably going to have to train in the Hombu dojo with one of these black type soft padded bow. That's for safety purposes, right? Because we have a couple hundred people training in the same small space. So this is so you don't get hurt by somebody hitting you in the head from behind or something, right? But you have to understand it's still a training weapon. So this, if you're practicing doing the bow spin and strikes, is going to be much different, right, of a feel than if you were to use another training weapon, a wooden bow staff. Now this is getting a little closer to what a historical bow would have been. Battlefield bow would be bigger, have nails or armor on it on one end, probably a butt end, maybe had a point on it too, right, to use in battle. But this is getting a little closer to what it would feel like to use one of those than the black padded one. So you want to practice with this as well, right? And slide, and it slides and strikes and spins a lot different than this one, right? This one's a little sticky. This one isn't so much. But if you were to oil this, then it would become a little sticky for a little while. Maybe a more modern day weapon, right? You want to play with using your everyday garden rake, right? Broom, shovel, things like that. Try to figure out how they slide, how you could use them to strike with. What are the unique characteristics of these things, these other weapons, right? This is my nice cobalt shovel. It's really heavy, so I'm not going to be able to do quite everything that I could do with the padded stick, right? And that'll probably be a little slower. But man, this could wallop, good punch, right? Good wallop if you hit somebody with it. So I want to practice with this too. Maybe I wouldn't do too many of the one-hand changes with this, right? Because it's just so heavy on one end. Right. Getting to a little smaller, I'm out on a golf course quite a bit, right? So I'm going to have my golf umbrella, right? Probably not, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to spin it, but it's interesting to just try it. We'll see what that feels like, right? And when we get into Han bow in a little while on a future video, right? You know that you can use it one-handed or two-handed. Golf club, right? Same kind of thing. Kind of heavy on one end, right? Very light throughout and a bit flexible. Back to what you might use in Japan for a hanbo, or a sword for that matter. They use these for both, right? This little padded little black stick, right? You gotta remember, it's really a training weapon used for safety, right? So don't get too comfortable using this when you get back to your own dojo. You want to pick up a wooden weapon, replica, or another tool, right, that's closer to the real thing. Now finally, I got my Joe staff, right? My Kongo Zoi when we climbed Mount Fuji a number of years ago, right? Now this one's got a lot of burns in it and some splinters, so I know immediately picking it up, I'm not going to have a tight grip on it, sliding it, otherwise I'm going to catch a splinter. So I want to be very careful how I would use that. Now in a real fighting situation, I wouldn't care so much about getting a splinter, but if I'm training, I don't want to hurt myself in training. So again, be safe, be careful when you do these things, right? But have some fun with it, right? You can see everyday things that you have at your house or in your garage or on your farm or wherever you are, right? You can play with, right? And that's the whole key behind Shinkengata, is taking the kata forms and making them realistic to you. All right, as always, if you have questions, please leave them for me and I'll be happy to address them later. Join our website, takasegi.com. Best resource for video going back to 2003 of Hatsumi Sensei and the Daishihan. We just put up video of Soke doing some sword lecture and also some of Nagato Sensei using a hanbo against several punches. So check it out. All right, aloha from Hawaii. Be safe and healthy.